Hello, it's Nikki. Welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. Today I am taking you behind the scenes of some of my focuses for 2024. And personally, I love to watch these kind of videos. I love hearing about where people are putting their energy, what's working. And I know there isn't a one size fits all, but I'm always looking for inspiration. I'm always looking to work smarter, not harder. So I hope you find some goodness in this today. If you do, feel free to subscribe and follow along and leave me a comment. Let me know what you're working on. As always, I want this to be a two-way conversation so I can learn from you as well. So when I was thinking about my focuses for 2024, this really came from a question that came from my coach. And she was asking me what I want to earn this year and how do I want to do it. And it was a series of questions, journaling exercises. So I was really going through the process. I wasn't just picking a number from random and just going, oh yeah, well, I don't know, that's what people say on the internet, isn't it? I did the opposite. You know, if you followed along for a while, I am so passionate about this blend of life and business. And for me, it's really about having a blend that works for me. I've got two children who are 4 and 8 and a partner and a house. And like, there are so many other things in my life that I have already, or I want to grow, or I want to spend more time on aside from work. So the allocated time for creating income, essentially, and it's not as kind of brutal as that because I love what I do, but with that comes a tendency or the possibility for me to work more than is necessary because it's never finished. It's never a case of, well, I've clocked off for the day. I'm always coming up with ideas and things that I want to do, and I'm hugely ambitious. So that question, that exercise was really, really useful for me because I help my clients define their version of success. And so let me tell you what came up. I'm not going to give you the exact answers, but if I meet them, I will give you a how I did it at the end of the year. So I will promise you that. So just for the purposes of the conversation, I will tell you two things. One, I had a bigger income goal than I had over the previous years. And actually, it's probably my biggest income goal that I am going for this year. And yet, secondly, even though as soon as I said it, I was like, I don't know if that's possible. That was literally, you can also tell I've been reading George's Marvelous Medicine because there's a lot of those noises from grandma. I had that kind of reaction of, so here's what I answered in the second. I want to hit this big money goal. And secondly, I want to do it by working less hours than I did last year. And that won't be difficult because I felt that 2023, I worked all the flipping time. I did early mornings, I did late finishes, I worked way more than I wanted to. And also, I haven't, and this is me being very honest here, at the end of 2023, I made money last year, but it definitely did not reflect the amount of hours that I put in terms of that exchange. However, the longer game is, I know that I did things last year, work, creation, planning, strategy, that I know essentially I've planted seeds that will pay me back, if that's how you like to think about it, so many times over. So even though I know it's kind of not the sexy story to say, yeah, like 2023, I absolutely smashed my goals and made all my money dreams come true. I absolutely didn't. But ask me in 5 years of what that year of 2023 did, I know that I will have a bigger story to tell. And as painful as 2023 was at times, I know that it was necessary, it was life-changing, and it will be business-changing as well. So the two things, bigger money goal, but less time, focus time. And so this led me on to really honing in on what my inputs are going to be, what my focuses are going to be for 2024. Because I don't just think like you put a couple of things out. You know, when people say, I just work an hour a day and like then go to the beach. There's always technology in place. Even if somebody can work an hour a day, there are always things. There's always like a body of work that they've been working on up until this point, or everything's automated, or they are paying a huge team of staff. So we have to be really clear about our inputs in order to get our outputs. And going back to my goal in terms of a money goal, but working less, which again, as I've explained, wouldn't be really difficult. I wanted to get really clear on this. So this is a 2-part series, and I'm going to share the first 5 with you now. Number 1, my main focuses are going to be conversations and relationships and being engaged with people. I have loved the ability that I have been able to work flexibly, remotely around my children. They're now 4 and 8, as I mentioned, and my daughter is now at school. And those early years of motherhood and being able to be flexible was brilliant. I could stay at home. I could take my laptop, my beautiful Mac laptop that I've had for 9 years. We could go anywhere together. We could make it work. However, what I've also found, and this is again, maybe oversharing, but lots of 2023, I felt really lonely. Maybe you can relate. I felt that, and again, this was linked to working all the time, doing all of the things, but I'm really keen to have, try not to sound too desperate here. I'm really keen to have some fun, to have some interactions, to do some stuff. You know, I live in London. It's literally like the other side of this camera. I love it. And there's so many things. I can see a high street. I can see cafes. I can just about see a pub there. And I want to be out and about in it. And I've also realized 10 years into the game of being a coach that when I have made moves in, and I guess I've got the data as well of having a portfolio career for 20 years, it's all about relationships. Yes, there might be like somebody randomly sees something, or I don't know, you can ride on a name, or I don't know. But generally, it's who you are in the room. It's based on that connection. Whatever industry you're in, it's that engagement. It's feeling out somebody and going, oh yeah, I really want to work with that person. And I think about this in terms of business. It's so easy to be on the internet, to be doing these things, to be working remotely. But actually what I need to do is push myself and get out and about and in the world a bit more. And I think that I've been not hiding, but I've been holding back for too long. Partly that's been circumstantial. And secondly, if I'm honest, it was circumstantial and then became a habit. So that is going to be one of my big focuses for 2024. Number 2, investing. I invested for 6 months with a coach back in 2023 in October, and I'm going to be doing more. And when I say investing, I don't just mean with coaches, I mean in technology, I mean in new clothes that I'm going to wear. I feel like I've been wearing the same things for years and years and years. I'm going to be investing in some learnings. I want to buy some new books. I want to buy some new technology and really come face to face with my gaps. This is what this year is about for me, is really confronting. That's what it is. I want this year to be confronting because I want really different results. I want exciting, expansive results. And I know that that will only happen by being brave and making bold moves and really going for it. Number 3, higher standards. Ooh, isn't this one a juicy one? Higher standards. I just thought that was going to be a small child, but it wasn't. I know where I let things slip a little bit, or I know I know my skill set essentially. And sometimes I can let things build and get on top of me. Or sometimes I don't make a quick reaction. Or sometimes I place, thanks for coming to my therapy session, by the way. Sometimes I get stuck in my head. Sometimes I leave things to the last minute. Sometimes I play small. Sometimes I say it's okay when I know that I can do better. And I'm intrigued when I start to raise my standards. So one of the things I'm going to do is like clean my desk every single day. The beginning of the day, close it down. I've put, I often have my laptop next to my bed. I've cleared some stuff out. So now my laptop has a hidey hole to go in. So it actually has a place where it's kept if it's not being used. Those sorts of things, I know they're small, but I know they build up. How you do something, how you do everything, you know the thing. Number 4, simplification. When I'm thinking about my input, I am thinking about the simplest, easiest, straightforward in every element of the word. I think that life can be so complicated, so overwhelming, so all-consuming as it is. And I now am stripping everything back in my life. How can I make this simple? I've done it with the children's clothes. I've done it with storage. I've done it where things live in the kitchen. You know, we've been in our house nearly 2 years now. And I really feel like I know it now. I know this house so well. And I just feel like I'm refining the process all of the time. I've got systems in place, but they're simple, they're easy to do. And I am so here for that. In every step of my business, I am looking at how I can simplify it. Is this obvious? Is there a direct call to action? Do people know what to do next? And as I think about my input, my temptation might be to write a huge to-do list full of all the different ideas. And actually, I am stripping things back this year, and you will see this more and more so as we go through these videos. Number 5, my vision is the clearest it's been for many years, I think. It's really, really clear. Now, here is a side note on this. Maybe you have the same. The vision is so clear, but all of the thoughts and feelings still pop up to say hello. As in, I've got this huge vision. I know where I'm going, but I am still having all those, but how am I going to do that? Is that really possible? Wow, that feels like a lot. And I've now got to that point that I've realized, and especially after 2023, I've realized I'm going to have those thoughts and feelings anyway. So I may as well have a clear vision. If I have a clear vision, it's going to be so much easier because I know what direction I'm heading in. So in terms of input, if I am clear on the vision, I check in with it every single day. As I always say, put your goals where you can see them. I know that my input is going to be very, very deliberate. Come back for part 2. As you can see, I've got lots to say on this.